All right, just pulled up the locals. Today's die roll day, so hopefully hopefully I'm feeling lucky and we get a good die roll for the deck of choice, cause too many things I want to play and not enough tournaments to play them in, and then we'll go from there. It's gonna be fucking sick. Today's V premium, 6 decks on the die. Got 2 different Overlord variants, 2 different Tachi variants, Vanquisher, and Himiko Yggdrasil. So hopefully we get something good and have a good run tonight.
Oh my god. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Why is Wizard leaving?
Because
Wizard
Wizard,
doesn't
we
like
don't
cats.
have the puppet
I don't
yet.
like being on camera.
We need a puppet.
Period.
We
Oh, yeah, I
need the puppet.
We need the wizard.
We need the
puppet.
wizard puppet.
I just don't like being on camera. Period.
So, yeah. We're in the parking lot at Boston Pizza. We didn't get her done tonight, but we stayed true to the die roll. We ended up 2-2. And after going 2-0 in the first 2 rounds, I accidentally pulled the probably worst competitive draw I could have pulled.
Yes.
Ran into fucking Sean.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker. And then, but
That's all I can
this
say. Yes.
this motherfucker here won the whole thing tonight.
Yes.
And I'm the only person who took a game off of him all day.
I whipped GSS going second in grade 1, guys. Against Overlord is a pretty big yikes.
So-
I had no heal guards. There's no way I was winning
and
that
it graped
game.
him in the mouth. It was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. It was
Sergio,
so
have you
bad.
tried being better in the future?
I did, but you know, like,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just-
he did in games 2 and 3, so I lost pretty hard.
Like, I
But,
dude, I
you
tried.
know.
You know what's scary too? Every time like I drew the last card from my mall from for redraw, it was always the grade 1, and I was panicking the entire time both games. I was like, even against Harold in the finals, I was like,
Yeah.
dude, can I please just play the game, please?
No.
And I see the guard, I'm like, thank God I can play the game, guys.
You don't get to play. But all in all, it was a fantastic tournament. I had a lot of fun.
Yes.
You had a lot of fun. Alex, how do you feel about it?
Oh, it was good.
You had a good time?
Yeah,
I recorded my matches too and everything.
it was
Chris?
great watching.
Nice.
Yes.
I actually put down.
Wizard, you got
Splatoon
anything
to
to add?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have a puppet for Wizard eventually.
Yes.
It'll
yes.
be like one of those Dumbledores from like fucking Potter Puppet Palace.
Oh
or
my
some
god,
shit.
we need to make one of
That's
those.
gonna be hype.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
make
just
one
gonna
that's
figure-
gonna look like
I'm just
Wizard and
gonna
look
figure
like
But
out
Wizard.
just
Officially
matchups
created
wise,
Wizard
Sergio was playing Gurguit. Really hard to beat him with that fucking deck. So
Dang
it
it.
is what it is. I don't feel bad. Had a good run. And I'll have a deck profile up in next segment. Alright, so here's the deck that we rolled on the die today. It is Rebirth. Pure Rebirth with a little bit of Dote tech. Force 1 variant. Meant for grinding the game out and then, you know, clapping somebody's cheeks with a few really big restands once you hit over 4 damage on yourself. It's quite nice. I like it a lot. Surprising amount of like intricate thinking for a deck like this. Because most time Overlords is like you just think Boonga Boonga Vanguard Swing, let's go. But like to maintain the board, play the control, optimize your retires and all of that, it's actually a decent matchup and it's pretty fun. So just to go over a couple oddities on my list. It's not a full Dote deck like anything else. The entire deck is built to play around Rebirth. So, you know, we're going to play around Rebirth. And the rest of it, it's just made to facilitate that the best you can. Honestly, my favorite tech of the deck is these 2 copies of Dynamelt Dragon, the 12k vanilla. He's your best ride target for grade 2, as well as your best rush piece. But I don't want to play more than 2 of him, just because you're like, you don't want to see him late game. Because honestly, it doesn't matter. Once you start locking stuff with Rebirth, you want interceptors. So it ends up getting pitched more often than not after that grade 2 turn. But for that grade 2 turn, fucking fantastic card, and I love it. Trigger line is 7 crit, 5 draw, 4 heal. Just because like it's a Force 1 deck, so it's more based around grinding the game down and grinding down your opponent. So like you want to have that extra draw, but as well as that extra crit pressure as well. So that's why I used to run 6/6, but I dropped the draw down for an extra crit, just to get that extra crit pressure in there. And then the 4 heals, because it, you know, I'm not suicidal with this fucking clan. Like just about everybody else who plays it competitively and high rolls events. I like to be able to survive. And, you know, to be able to grind, you have to control damage. And you control damage early by playing fucking heals. But all in all, I feel like I had a decent run tonight. It was number 2 on the die, and 2 happened to be the magic number today. So, first match was against Vowing Saber. Won that one 2-1. Bricked pretty hard in game 1, whiffed my G assist. So I ended up down where I, like, basically by 2 turns. So Vowing Saber just kind of ran me over. But then fought back in the next 2 games, took the match. Round 2, played against Ange. Beat it 2-0. Turns out Ange is pretty easy to beat if you can get a decent amount of drive checks, farm PGs, and make sure their big scary things don't hit you. It's quite nice. Round 3, took on Jewel Knights. Probably, and like after being 2-0, round 3 ran into one of the top 2 players in our community. Ran into fucking Sean. He's really, really good. Proficient with just about any deck that he's picked up and practiced with. He's had a ton of practice with Jewel Knights already. So they were long, grindy games. Went down to the wire. But 100% I had no finishing power, and he did. So is what it is. I lost that one 2-0. And then, so I'm X1 heading into the final round. Just need one more match win to make that prize cut. And I run into Sergio. I get up paired into the second XO. Or third XO, because we had 3 XOs at the time. And I happen to be the top X1, unfortunately. So, yeah, we played against Gurguit. I am the only person tonight to take a game off of Sergio, because he had a bad start. Whiffed G assist for grade 1. And I jumped all over him. Used my Dynamelts. Had an excellent rush. Went into Dote and killed him before he could do anything about it. But then proceeded to lose the next 2 games. Game 2, he hit the I win the game button with the Percival. And game 3, I didn't see the rush pieces. So it ground down until he got the Percival. I hit no defensives on 4 straight damage checks. And that's kind of the way she wrote. So finished the night 2-2. A little disappointed, but can't be too disappointed because my deck got picked by a die roll. And I just kind of rolled with it and, you know, did the best I could. Next week, we're already locked in for premium format. We're going to play something that's absolute fucking garbage and see how many regionals hopefuls I can send home unhappy. It's going to be a good night. See you next week.